everyone. I hope you're having an amazing afternoon. It is Friday, February 5th, and what an amazing week. Heading up to new highs in the market. Some amazing stocks to talk about today. I do have to run at 12:45, so just a reminder that I will be running on over at 12:45 to do my Ticker Talker live stream, which you are welcome to join me over there on the Ticker Talker live stream. It is cold, whiteout conditions up here in Canada today. Definitely feeling like winter is absolutely here. So I hope you are safe and sound. Definitely dealing with some winter weather dumping on us. First we got it from the east, it came in, and then we got it from the west, and now it's going to spin around and probably just pummel us for a week or two here. So we have over 2 feet of snow that we have just received in the last week. But you guys don't really care about the snow that I'm dealing with. I'm sure you want to see more about what is happening in the market. So let's switch on over to the stock market. If you did not check out my video that I released last night, it does talk about the scammers, how they are really using my profiles not in a positive way. They're using it to extort money from people, and I'm sorry for everybody that has been involved in that. I tried to set the record straight with that so that people are not harmed with that information. If you guys ever have any questions, please feel free to email me at jane@cjanetrade.com. All right, all of the housekeeping stuff out of the way. Let's look at the market. The SPY is up, almost hitting new highs today. We did pre-market and right at open and coming back up to test. They sort of went sideways here for a little bit during price action, and then it ran up to new highs. For everyone that is watching, welcome. Feel free to put a chat in the comments if you have any questions or anything like that. If you have any stocks that you want to go over as well. I do see this somewhat on the shorter time frame setting up. If you guys see it, hey, we somewhat had a downward trend, broke out from there. Next level would look for that 388, but more importantly 388.30 to break above for potential new high on the day for the stock market. Heading on up. Now, earlier this week, I did give a target of 391.60, not that far away, right up here. I think we might see that, especially if we have the news of stimulus coming into the picture. So keeping all of that on watch for a new breakout, new highs, 391.50 for the SPY next week, looking for that. I also mentioned that it would likely happen on my Sunday live stream. All right, let's check out Apple. So we do have the 45-minute chart over here. Let's change that to daily and 15-minute on the right. Now, Apple really is a big leader in the S&P and also in the Qs. So right now, when we look at it on a 45-minute chart, let's readjust it here. Looking for this to break up above this 200 simple moving average on the 45-minute chart. We have been trending downward a little bit here. We have the anchored volume weighted average price from the high, the candlestick here of the high, that is moving to a resistance point. We have not been able to break above these. So that is very interesting that we're seeing a lot of heavy weight from this volume weighted average price. And then we have the support down here, roughly 135.96. So if we break below 136 or above 138, those are my levels that I'm looking at for swings for Apple. If we break above, liking it to the upside to new highs, maybe up to 148. If we break down, definitely up to 145 though, probably. And then if we break down further, would look for a test down roughly in the 130 area, maybe 132.50. All right, let's look at the Qs. So Apple has some strength today. Also, a lot of other tech stocks are moving to the upside. You can see we have a bit of a cup and almost like a little mini handle here in the post-market activity, watching to see if we're able to break out. It did have a big stall here overnight and yesterday as well. So we've been in this area since 4 a.m. testing roughly 331.50. So looking for this to continue to the upside. Hey, Terry, Thanks for saying hello. We've got a bunch of people watching right now, and everyone's quiet on the chat. No need to be quiet. You guys can put in whatever you like. So keeping this on watch. Hey, let's look and see, are we going to break up above 332 today? Or are we going to hold it tight, roughly 332 and 330? Where are we going from here? Is this going to be an area of, you know what, Asif, maybe that's indicative of what's to come. No, right now I'm feeling fairly bullish on the market. However, we are a little overextended, so wouldn't be surprised to see it pull back down over here, roughly to 328.80, 329 area, right? And then move up higher from there. Russell is definitely gaining strength with some money that was taken out of the Qs. Remember earlier this week, or even it was this weekend when we were down here breaking out, I said 321.50 is my target for IWM. We are not far away, just about, we almost went there today, 3 cents off. So not a bad target. Looking for this potentially to retrace back down as long as it stays into this channel. Also, oh my goodness, ATVI. Hey Tony, welcome. Don't worry, I'm gentle here. All questions are good questions. That's the way I look at it, right? So Dow Jones, haven't drawn the resistance line up here for a while. Looking at that 312.50 area, you see over the past, it really was strong resistance that came down, tested support over here, surged up. We have a doji right now. What's important is the end of the day. Where do they take it from here? Are they going to continue to ride these moving averages up, have a little bit of an ascending triangle and break it out? Or are they popping it back up to bring it back down? We do have lower than normal volume at the top. Maybe there's less people buying up here, but again, we are the middle of the day. AAME, we will check it out. We will definitely check that out. All right, so let's also look at Amazon. Amazon, I like it up to 4,400. If we can really break the 3,500 level, it's been testing around here. Hey, we came down, new high, pulled back. Maybe if we break above 33.80, that we could see this fully have that strength to go higher. We do have big volume right here on these two candlesticks. So yeah, let's look for a break above 33.92 to the upside. Even on the 45-minute chart, you can see 34.20. Looks like it had selling. So keeping that on watch. Let's set an alert right there. Crossing up. Then I'd be looking for roughly 1,000-point move to the upside for Amazon. All right, Microsoft as well. I mentioned this yesterday. I had this on bullish target as long as we could stay up above 239.50. I like this to the long side. So are we there? Well, we're sort of, maybe this is a little bit of a correction that's happening here, but we're still, it's a diamond actually. Looks like we're going to reverse. Does anybody else see the diamond? I see this. Look at this. That is one of the highest patterns for reversal. I see it over here on the 24-hour chart. It's a little bit more wonky over here on the right, but that's interesting that my mind is seeing that. It depends on where we are end of the day, right? This could really shoot up, and many times a diamond pattern will form over roughly 5 or 10 days, not so much 3 days. So that's interesting. Yeah, who doesn't like diamonds, right? We'll check out CTSO, Nicholas. All right, Ego has been on watch. This is one of my gold ones that I like to watch. Had a big move up today, testing that trend line and pulling back. They keep teasing around with it. And this was also a high back here. So looking for it to break above, what was this level right here? Roughly 13.50. So I'm going to set an alert again for breakout above 13.50. When that finally happens, they'll likely be done, ready to move gold as well. Ego is a gold company in California. No, it's in Canada. So I will add AAME and CTSO over here. eBay, been on watch, looking for this to head on up to 65.84 up here. I've got my fibs on it. So looking for this to come back up, scream up to 65.84. I like it now that it's bounced off of the 4 EMA right here, higher than normal volume on earnings, pulled back. Earnings came out yesterday pre-market and then surged higher. So would look for this. It's really found support right here. My risk tolerance would be if we break down below 60.50, I would be getting out. I am long on eBay. All right, MGNI had the potential to really squeeze higher today, and it sort of traded in this zone, had a little short trade down to 49, $2 to the downside, watching it to see if it can break up above 56 again. Pinterest, big mover, and where are my levels not where they should be? Interesting. Something happened to my levels today on my, let's pull this down over here. That's not what I wanted. Here we go. And let's pull up the list for the actual levels. Oh, if I'd done it that way, I would have found it fairly easily. Right here. Here we go. My levels for Pinterest, 84.80 and 87. So let's bring it up here, 84.80 and 87. All mixed it up, but it's okay, you get the picture. So definitely a short trade today, filling the gap back down, also hitting the 50 simple moving average on that 45-minute chart. So looking for this to hold that 79.80 area and then continue potentially to the upside. Would watch this. This might be financial freedom. Maybe we have a bit of a diamond to the downside here. Keep that on watch. Diamonds tend to be a like almost, they're very, very rare to see, but they tend to be a reversal pattern. So keep that on watch as well. A fairly high one. And I registered for my level 2 exam for CMT, ordered the book. It's not out just yet. Signed up for the Optuma level 2 course. That's going to be in June. That's going to be a challenge. They say this one is even more difficult than the first one. This blew my mind earlier today. Do you see? I did not put this on here. This has been here from prior. So let's sync this to all charts. This channel was here prior, and it's going to pop up. And look at where it was. This was on the 24-hour chart all the way back from back here. May of 2020, and now that was from earnings, May 2020. Look at how it hung out up in here for, let's see how many days it hung out and sort of did like maybe a distribution pattern here. It hung out here for almost, 13 bars or 2.5 trading weeks, and then it broke down. So it's really cool that a prior sort of upward channel we are testing again. Computers really play off of old levels. Like, that's all that I can say is that computers really play off of old levels. I pulled this up earlier today and I went, whoa, what is happening? This has already shot all the way up here and it's hitting it. Look at how it's hitting it as a resistance. I mean, it blew my mind this morning. So my levels for ATVI today were 98 and 102. Well, 102, yeah, it's pretty much held that. Went up to 102.50, a little 50 cents. I should have actually put it up on that channel. So 102.50 and then 98, but it's really holding this EMA all the way up. So watching for it, maybe we'll have a nice big test to the upside here if it can break up above. So keeping that on watch. LAIX as well was another potential one to have a big move today, and it is pulling back. LAIX, I believe, is lower, a bit lower float, 26.5 million. I'll put it like that. That way you guys can see it when I click on it fairly easily. So this one has 26.5 million. The reason why I do put the floats in on my watch list is for reasons just like GameStop. If it's lower float and it had a higher short volume from the day prior, there's a good chance that it would squeeze, like TDC. So let's look at TDC. 35 and 38 with 106 million, and it was 65% short volume yesterday. Well, we know that 38 was the high level that I had, and this was from before that it, right, 35 and 38. So it's testing that level as a resistance. Again, little move to the upside. Let's make it a 5-minute chart. Had a little run up here, ran up right at open, short squeeze. That's where, when you see that sort of calculation, that initial 5 to 10 minutes can have a massive move. And sure enough, it squeezed 6 points, or almost 20%, right, for a $38 stock, because of shorts right off the bat. And then, hey, guess what? Looks like sellers took over. The battle point really was hit at 43.90, and then the sellers took over right there and started winning the battle. And then the buyer said, hey, we're gonna take over, and we're gonna win down here around 35.60. So as long as this is holding 35.60 as support, I wouldn't personally get in up here, but getting closer down here as a bounce, and then ride it back up and ride it back through, maybe that'll happen. It looks also potentially like a shoulder setup right here at 39.50. So I'd move this up here, 39.50, looking for that to break or break down below 35.50. Snap today, also on the list as a potential short, right? I had it on the short side, I believe. Yes, short side, but long if it could break above 55. Certainly did. I have no idea where my, it's because I think I shut down my computer, that 55 was that breakout area for a momentum trade to the upside. Sure enough, it happened. And now we have quite a bullish engulfing. Took out all of yesterday's. That is very nice to see. BABA today, 265.50 was the support to break down, and broke down below it, 265.50 right here. Had a nice short trade, and I'm guessing I put it up here at 267.50. What city is Jane in? I am in Montreal. Dr. Ali Shariati. What sort of doctor are you? So looking at this here, we have it testing that downward trend. Look at how it bounced off of that downward trend line. Some volume came into it. Not so much, it's a different point over here, but volume definitely came in at 263.50. You can see it right here on the candlestick. Do not ignore the volume at the bottom of the chart. Make sure you are watching that. Whether it's, if you're in on a very high speed stock and you're not watching the level 2, then please, 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 please watch the volume at the bottom of a chart. Okay, like right now we're hitting a 200 simple moving average on the 5-minute. See the volume is coming in. Hey, if we drop below this, good chance that this is a reversal when you have higher volume coming in at the top of a run. All right, that's BABA. GSK, if you guys were on the live stream about flow trade, I did talk about the big prints that we saw on GSK. They were only over 4.5. Yeah, it's not me, and I'm sorry about that. I actually just did a video yesterday about how scammers are unfortunately using my profile. So Dr. Ali, it sounds like maybe they were one of those, and I'm sorry about that. I hope nothing happened to you. Best to address all the negative stuff and get it out of the way, because people, unfortunately, I've had people that have come to me and said, oh my goodness, I lost all this money because someone was posing as you and you did this. I'm like, it was not me. If you ever have questions, email me, jane@cjanetrade.com. And shoot me a screenshot of the image of the profile of whatever it is. I will tell you if it's me or not. All right. Yes, cjanetrade.com. That's my website. Yeah. All right, so GlaxoSmithKline. So we were talking about how here on the 3rd, we had major volume that came in, and it was at 35. We're testing that level right now. Actually, the 4th, No, it was on the 3rd that we did the webinar. It was at 35.52, I think, and 35.40 area, or 35.37. So there was 4.5 million of GlaxoSmithKline right here. And now we've dropped down a good $1, a good 80 cents from there. So keeping that on watch to see, is this just going to come back up and then test and then drop down further? The volume is dropping. Sometimes this is the 3rd day after the earnings. So sometimes a bottom will be set. A lot of times for earnings on the positive gap side and bottom, like dropping gap, that 3rd day you start to see a top forming or a bottom forming. And so it's important to watch that. I don't know why it is. I've just noticed it. It's something I've seen in the market over the past 5.5 years. So just keep it on watch that maybe, hey, if we go above and we break above this point at 35.80, there's a good chance that we will continue and move back on up, but we will be going against the trend on that daily chart for now. All right. You had earnings today as well, had a big move. For some reason, some of the charts have my lines on them today and some don't. I don't understand it. So had a bit of a retracement move today, hitting the 90 simple moving average here and bounced up, and now it's coming back down. So this has a bit of a descending wedge right there and potential for this to come back down and test. Right now it did break up above. Nice little trade in the first 15 minutes right there to the upside, up roughly, let's see, 133. Nice $6 trade, not bad. 5%. NEO on the list today for potential breakdown. I don't believe that was my level because NEO 57.50 and 58. So definitely had a nice short trade to it, down $1.50 from breaking down up here. So that is encouraging to see that it broke down. We have a bit of a reversal candlestick pattern right here, depending on where we have the close. If we can close below 55.80, 55.60, I would look for this to continue back down and test down here at $53 personally. All right, let's look at AAME. We've got about 2 more minutes before we have to jump on over to Ticker Talker. You guys can follow me over there if you'd like. So 1350 looks like that resistance to watch. You guys can see it at the bottom, right? Volume, high volume at the top. What happened? Bloop. Okay, comes up again, high volume. Where does it go? Bloop. Okay, high volume. Where do we go? Bloop. Okay, are we going to break out? Let's put this onto a 2-minute chart, smaller time frame. Will this break out from a little mini downward trend right here? Hold on, let's put this here. All right, is it going to break out? We have a potential for this to break out, come up here, test 14, then test 15, and then test 16. So we might have a nice $3 move to the upside right here. ASIF, are you buying this right now while I'm talking about it? Be pretty cool. And watch the volume at the bottom on the breakout too. As it overtakes this candle, let's look at it on the 1-minute chart. Let's give it a higher volume down here at the bottom off of the 50 simple moving average on the 1-minute. When we take out the 1370, could likely squeeze a bit higher. Let's go back to the 2-minute. All right, it's hitting these moving averages. You were in it since 5:10. Nice job, Asif. 5:10 earlier today. All right, you're buying me a coffee, Asif. No, I'm just kidding. So nice call out there. All right, let's look at CTSO for Nicholas. Are you still here, Nicholas? If you guys like the live stream, please hit the like and subscribe and turn on notifications so you know when I do go live. So CTSO seems as if it is hitting a resistance up here at 1150. It hasn't, we have descending volume down there, not looking so pretty as a long in my opinion. Chance for this to curl down. You know what I need, Asif? I need a tower. I need something that'll run 6 monitors so that I can do all this crazy stuff all at once. Thank you, thank you. All right, so yeah, this to me, big volume here, watch this 1090 level. If it doesn't, you can see 1090 support came into it. It was probably like a fake out trade. They brought it here, they faked it out, bounced it for now, looking to see if this will continue. How much volume was this overall? Not sure, but would watch for that to pull back down to the downside. In my opinion, it's a little extended. If we look at it on a weekly chart, we're probably pretty far away from the 4. Yeah, so I'd watch it to come back down. You see 1019, that's where it pretty much opened right over here. Yeah, so I'd watch that. It's hitting a resistance in the past. So you see how former levels come back to repeat themselves, and it broke up above. The former level here was 1050, and then it went up to 1170. So if it breaks out now, on the flip side, if this breaks out from 749 up to 11, I would add $4 and I would look for 1550 if it could break above 1150, in my opinion. All right, so I'm going to run on over to Ticker Talker. You guys can join me over there. It will be at 1 o'clock. So if you have any further questions, bring them on over. We can talk about them right over there as well. And thank you guys for watching. Have an amazing weekend. I will be uploading an awesome motivational video coming out tomorrow on my channel, so stay tuned for that. Have an amazing weekend. Carpe Profit, seize those profits one trade at a time, and I will see you on Sunday for my live stream at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. See you then. Have a great one.